Alright, so to go along with the last video, some people were wanting to know what stats they may need for their tattoos to be able to hit knighthood. Um, it's really simple. So you're going to need 9,000 total in all of your tattoos. Now, how that 9,000 is divided up is depending on what type of toon you are. For knights, you are going to need 6,000 into strength, along with 1,500 in endurance and 1,500 in defense. For archers, you are going to need 7,000 in strength, 1,000 in defense, and 1,000 in endurance. And for mages, it's the same as knight, but with intelligence. You're going to need 6,000 in intelligence, and 1,500 in defense, and 1,500 in endurance. So the best way to approach this would be to, one second, let me show you here. Alright, so there's defense. And endurance, perfect. So the best way to approach it would be something like this. So for archers, you would go ahead and get all 6 of these to 1,000. So there's your 6, or sorry, you needed 7,000. So you would get 2 of them to 1,500 and the rest to 1,000. And that's your strength out of the way. And then with these down here, you would just get 1,000 into this one and 1,000 into this one. The best way to approach it, though, is to go ahead and knock out these little ones first. So you would go ahead and start with your defense. If you're a knight or a mage, you would want to go ahead and get 1,500 in defense. And then once that's done, go ahead and move on to endurance, and then level that one up and get it to 1,500 in endurance. And then after those two are out of the way, all you have to focus on is getting your strength all the way up, or intelligence all the way up. Same for archers. Go ahead and get your 1,000 in your defense and 1,000 in endurance, and then focus on your strength, because the strength is the bulk of it. So you want to get the petty side stats out of the way first, so that way you can focus completely on one stat, and that's all you would have left before you get your knighthood. Some people like to divide it, put, okay, I'm going to train all 3 at the same time. Well, then I don't know, it seems slower to me because you're not seeing a lot of progress. But if you work on these little ones first, then you could be like, okay, defense is all the way done, so now all I have is endurance and strength. And then you knock out endurance and you're like, okay, I got defense and endurance finished, so now all I have is strength, and then I'm knighthood, you know? It seems a lot faster. I don't know why. It's like instant gratification, I guess. But that's how you want it. And for all of your stats, you want them to be negative charisma. It doesn't matter if you're an archer, a mage, or a knight. Even on your defense stats, you want them to be negative charisma. Same with endurance, negative charisma. Strength, negative charisma. If it's intelligence, you want negative charisma. It doesn't matter. You always want negative charisma, because troops will no longer be a factor for you after knighthood. So having charisma does nothing for your account, so it's just a useless stat. If you have, like right here, even though I'm a knight, if I have negative intelligence, the intelligence for my character is still used for my my battle oracle, because he's magic based, and he takes some of the stats that I have, and that's what, it's kind of like symbiosis. You gain share attributes with your followers. So it's not it's not a good idea to, even though I'm a knight and I'm player attack based, it's not a good idea to have negative intelligence, because even though I don't use magic, it is still used for my followers. So, but charisma is going to have no role in knighthood at all. So it's just going to be like a useless thing. It'll just be out of the way and dead content for anyone that's knighthood. So I went over all of the stats. Okay. So the next thing is, I don't know if you know this, but you can also hover up here and find out what your total is for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this to defense negative charisma. Intelligent. There we go. And this one, endurance negative charisma. Oh, come on. There we go. And then that'll be it right there. That's kind of what you're aiming for. You want your strength to be over 6,000, or if you're an archer, 7,000 plus. You want your defense to be 1,500 plus, and your endurance to be 1,500 plus. And then you want intelligence left alone, unless you're a mage, of course, and charisma completely negative. You don't want any charisma at all. You always want that as your negative. Now, another thing is, once you go, there's two different ways to approach knighthood. This is like the common way. The stats I'm giving you are the most common ones used, but there's other ways to do it also. I'm pretty sure there's a defense route, which is like 3,000 in strength, 3,000 in defense, and 3,000 in endurance, or something along those lines. But this is, I'm just explaining the most common one used and the easiest to obtain, in my opinion. But once you get to that point where it's time for you to pick your tattoos, you can pick whatever route you want. You can go for an attack route or a defense route, or for an archer, I think it's like an attack route called the shot route, and a survive route where I think it's like more healing type stuff. But that's all based on each player. But this was just, I just wanted to get a little more detailed about how to go about your knighthood tattoos and what they need to be. And in the future, if you ever have any questions or see me in game, feel free to message me or leave a comment on the video, and I will try to reply back as soon as I can. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.